Hello everyone, it's Sandy again from English for You. Hope everyone is well. Part 2 of Tenses Made Easy. As easy as possible, I hope. I hope you enjoyed the first part of this series and you've tried to fully understand what I'm talking about, and you've made a little bit of practice. So today we're going to move on to the second part of the video, which won't be quite as long, but I hope you will find it enjoyable, entertaining, and informing. If you get time, I would be absolutely over the moon if you would consider subscribing and liking and ringing the bell to this video to ensure that you get future notifications of other videos that I'm doing. And in addition, it will encourage me and help me make future videos to help all the students and all the people out there that are trying to get better lives for themselves through improving their English and passing the necessary tests, etc. And finally, on that aspect, although I keep emphasizing about passing English tests, etc., it is not the only people that can benefit from taking this in and trying to improve their grammar. If you just want to improve your English and make it so that you have confidence in listening and talking with people, you should also try to work on these various tenses and get them right, because it makes all the difference when you're speaking and you're writing. So anyway, with that, let's get on with the video. Let's go. So firstly, let's return to our tense table that we covered in our previous video. And in that video, we covered the simple and the continuous aspects of the three tenses, past, present, and future. In this video, we're going to be continuing with the perfect and the perfect continuous aspects of the various tenses. So, I hope you have had a chance to revise and try to get full understanding from the last video, and I will hope that this video makes everything a lot clearer and a lot easier for you to work with when you're both speaking and writing. Now we're going to take a look at the past perfect tense. The code as shown in the table is the subject plus the word had plus the verb, the third version of the verb, which is the future tense, and plus the object. Now, what do we actually mean by the past perfect tense? And it's defined as, in the case of past perfect tense, it tells us that an event happened in the past before another event in the past. So some sample sentences are, after Sophie had finished her work, she went to lunch. I washed the floor when the painter had gone. Harold had known about it for a while. I didn't say anything until she had finished talking. After she had moved out, I found her notes. So I hope that's pretty clear. You should revise these in your own time, of course. So moving on quickly to the present perfect. The code, as taken from the table, is the subject plus the word have or has, plus the third form of the verb, plus the object. So, what do we mean by the present perfect? Well, the definition is that the form of a verb that expresses an action done in a time period up to the present. The example sentences I have here: we have played football on the ground. He has written a letter to her friend. They have worked in the field. She has sung a song in the classroom. I have planted some plants in my garden. So there we are, there's the present perfect. The last of these perfect tenses is the future perfect tense. And the code for that from the table is the subject plus the words will have, the third version of the verb and the object. The definition is the future perfect is a verb tense used for actions that will be completed before some other point in the future. So they haven't been completed at this present moment of time. The example sentences here, remembering we should have the words will have in them. I will have been here for 6 months on June the 23rd. By the time you read this, I will have left. You will have finished your report by this time next week. Won't they have arrived by 5? Will you have eaten when I pick you up? So there we go. There's the sentences for the future perfect tense. So now we're coming on to the final element of the tenses, which is the perfect continuous. And the first one of these we're going to be covering is the past perfect continuous. Now, statistically, this is the one that presents the biggest problem for students, and the ones where the one element where the majority of the mistakes are made. So this is one to particularly work at and make sure that you understand and you can use them. Practice doing it and make sure that it's not going to trip you up in the future. So let's look at the past perfect continuous. The code from the table says it's the subject plus the words had been, plus it being a continuous verb, of course, it's the verb ending in ing, the ving, and the object. So how do we define it in English grammar? The past perfect continuous, or past perfect progressive tense, as it's sometimes known as, is a verb tense that shows the past in the past. Verbs in this tense express action that started in the time of the past and continued up until another period in the past where they were then completed. So let's go through the example sentences. We have been playing video games for 5 hours. She has been cooking food for 2 years. That had been watching movies since morning. John had been losing weight before he had an accident. And I had been reading books for 5 months. So, there we go. That's the sentences for the past perfect continuous. The tense, the present perfect continuous. The code from the table is the subject plus the words have been, plus once again the verb with the ing on the end, it's something that's happening, and plus of course the object. So how do we define this? It's the present perfect continuous tense is a tense which is used to indicate the actions that began in the past but have continued or lasted till the present moment. So the example sentences are, I have been reading War and Peace for a month now. Mia has been competing in flute competitions recently. I haven't been feeling very well lately. Recently, I've been misplacing my wallet and keys. I have been owning my Mazda since 2007. So those are the example sentences. You should make a point and try to make a few more of your own and just checking them against the definitions. So now we're on to the final aspect, the future perfect continuous. The code is the subject plus the words will have been plus the verb, which is the active verb ending in ing, plus the object. And it's defined as it's a verb tense that describes actions that will continue up until a point in the future. And the example sentences I have put here, I will be writing the letter tomorrow. The baby will be playing the whole night. I will be helping my mother to make breakfast. Sheldon will be eating the cake later. And Penny will be running the marathon tomorrow. So there we go. That's us now completed the whole 12 tenses of the English grammar that we want to cover for now. Thank you for watching. Take care and see you in the next video.